What's going on, guys? It's Leo Beas. Welcome to the 4th episode of CK Nation. In today's show, I'm giving you my mock draft of my top 10 for Thursday's draft. In the second segment, we have Rudy Gay calling over the phone. It's a great conversation. You don't want to miss it. And in the final segment, we have our famous Holy Cow moments. With the number 1 overall pick, I have the 76ers taking Ben Simmons out of LSU, a freshman phenom. The 76ers, like many other teams, are really high on his potential, and even though I am not too high on his overall game, I still think he goes number 1 to Philly. Number 2, I have Brandon Ingram going to the Lakers, the freshman out of Duke. This is a no-brainer for them, and I think this guy should go number 1, but the Lakers will take him and potentially build around him. This kid can become very special, and I think he will. At 3, I have the Celtics taking Dragon Bender. From what I've heard and from the people I've spoken to and from all the film that I've been watching on him, I have no reason to believe he won't succeed in the NBA. He can shoot the rock and is really athletic for his size. I believe his skill set will translate into the NBA game, which will bode well with the Celtics. At number 4, I have Marquise Chris, the Pleasant Grove local, going to the Suns. He is young. He's 18 years old. He has a lot of potential. And when I say potential, I mean top 10 NBA talent. But I can also see him being the bust depending on the situation he is put in. But at number 4, you can't skip on this type of talent. At 5, I have Buddy Hield going to the Timberwolves. This is another no-brainer to me. You automatically insert Buddy at the 2, and you either bring Ricky Rubio or Zach LaVine off the bench to give the team depth. This team is going to be scary for many years to come, especially with Tom Thibodeau at the helm. At number 6, I have Jamal Murray going to the Pelicans, the freshman out of Kentucky. I don't think the Pelicans will bring back Eric Gordon, and by default, I like Murray to step into that role. With that said, I'm not very high on Murray as a potential point guard in the NBA. To me, he doesn't have enough ball handling skills to run a team. At 7, I have Jaylen Brown out of Cal going to the Nuggets. If it wasn't for Emmanuel being on this team, I would take Chris Dunn, but Jaylen Brown here makes sense. He brings a lot of athleticism and defensively, and he brings a lot of defensive intensity, and that is always needed on any team. At 8, that's right, I have Chris Dunn going to the Kings. I've been on record before saying that Chris Dunn is the best player in this draft, and I'm going to stick to it. He's tough mentally, and he will step right in and become the starting point guard for the Kings if they decide to let Rondo walk. I believe this kid can become something special. At 9, this is my surprise pick. I don't believe DeMar DeRozan will return, and I think the Raptors will take Timothy Luwawu. He is an athletic freak, and I think he will step right in and can potentially fill the void at 2 or 3 for Toronto. At 10, I have the Bucks taking Jakob Poeltl. He's a center out of Utah. He's a sophomore. He elected to stay in school, and it helped him a lot for one more year. He could have came out his freshman year, but he didn't. He has a 7'5" wingspan. This dude is crazy long. He's a really good shot blocker and runs the floor really well. You always need these type of players in the NBA. This guy can give the Bucks even more depth in the front court. There is my top 10, guys. If you want to check out the rest of my first round, visit cowbellkingdom.com.
Cowbell Kingdom is having its first giveaway. We're giving away a Beats portable speaker. To enter the giveaway, follow these 5 simple rules. Repost the giveaway picture on Instagram, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram, and like us on Facebook.
Welcome back, guys. It is my pleasure to introduce this week's special guest, Rudy Gay. How are you doing, Rudy?
I'm great. Obviously it's been a long summer, but, been using it wisely and, itching to get back on the court.
I bet. We were watching you dance on Instagram, and I was thinking to myself, Man, Rudy is really excited to come on the show.
Yeah, I heard about it earlier, and I was so geeked up I couldn't control myself.
Yeah. Before we get into your basketball camp and some Kings talk, what did you think of LeBron's heroics in the finals?
I thought it was great, man. He did a lot. He's done a lot for that city, and coming back obviously, and basically dedicating the whole time to getting the championship for the city. That says a lot about him.
Your basketball camp in Rockland, California runs July 25th through the 28th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. I was there last year and had the pleasure to see all the smiles on the youth's faces. Rudy, how does that make you feel as far as making a difference in someone's life through your camps?
That's the biggest part of it. Obviously, I'm in a position to be able to do that. So, situations like that where I can spend time with kids and, not just seeing me on TV or at a parent, actually get to sit down with them and get a feel for them. It means a lot to me. Hopefully I impact their lives like they impact mine.
What can younger players looking to improve their skill set get out of a camp like yours?
I'm there for most part of the day. And for something, I know when I was that age and growing up and trying to be where I am today, there's a lot of questions I had for people that were already in that position. And I'm just there. There's no bad questions. Actually, let me rephrase that. There is bad questions. But when you deal with kids, you just have to go. You have to get in there and understand where they're coming from and why they will ask that question and try to give them the best answer.
Is there anything else you would like to add to the benefits of your camp?
Well, obviously, I'm there, and and just to try to, give the kids outlet. That's the biggest thing, with what's going on in the world today. I think it's good for kids to be active and for kids to, have an outlet of things to do. On top of that, I'm there and giving instruction myself, spending most of my day there teaching the kids and also being there with the guys that are working and training. And these are people that I deal with on a day-to-day basis. So it's basically, a lot of people say they have camp, but this is actually really my camp.
There it is, guys. Make sure to sign up ASAP for Rudy Gay's Youth Skills Academy camp. Now, let's talk a little Kings basketball. What are your thoughts on the hire of Dave Yeager, and have you had a chance to speak with him?
I have. I've spoken to him. This is a guy that I actually saw him come up on the ranks. He was in Memphis when I was there, and I'm happy to see that he's progressed and got to the point where he is today. He's a guy that's taken that Memphis team that he had to high levels, and obviously he's proven that he's a good coach in this league.
How happy are you for DeMarcus earning a roster spot on the Olympics team? And how happy are you for Willie Cauley-Stein earning a spot on the select team?
I know how important it was for Cuz, for him to do it, and I know that, he's put a lot into it. So, for that matter alone, I'm happy for him. And for Willie, it's a good for him to learn. That's what it's for. Play against some great players, and hopefully one day become one of those great players himself. So, it's a great time for him.
How confident are you that you will earn a spot on the team?
Well, it is what it is. At this point, I'm it'll be a great honor, but, there's a lot of things I have to work on with my game, and, obviously I've been a part of it. I've done it. And at this point in my career, it'd be an honor to be a part of it. But if not, I'll go back to the drawing board and come back next year with something better and become a better player somehow.
What do you think is the biggest missing piece on your team to contend for a playoff spot next season?
I'm not sure it's a certain player or one thing we could say. I think it's all in what we have. We have to get better within. I think there's one player we could bring in to change the whole culture or change, the winning attitude, because I think we have the pieces. It's just how do we put it together, and how do we go about becoming a winning team.
One last question. If you had the chance to assemble a starting five with you in it, who would they be?
That's tough. I mean, I don't know. There's so many great players nowadays, and there's so many different. That's the thing about the NBA, man. You used to have guys that basically did the same thing. Nowadays you have guys that are great at doing what they do. Like Jimmy Butler is a great defender. He's a great defender, and he's also, he does a lot of things on the court. He's a great rebounder. He plays extremely hard. But I don't know. I mean, it's just that's really not an easy question at all, man. It's really not. And I have a lot of friends in the league, so if I don't pick them, they'll be mad at me. So let's just stay away from that.
All right, Rudy. Thank you so much for your time. Hopefully you have another successful basketball camp this year in Rockland. Again, on behalf of the entire team, thank you so much for coming on, man.
All right, thanks for having me.
This episode of CK Nation is sponsored by Barron's Resort. The resort is truly amazing with old world charm and full service luxury hotel accommodations. It's located at the peak of a mountain and offers the most incredible 360 views. Barron's is in Atenas, Costa Rica, which is known for having the best climate in the world. It's near the capital and only 40 minutes away from the Pacific Ocean. If you are visiting Costa Rica, visit Barron's Resort and ask for the CK Special.
Welcome back, guys. Now it's time for this week's Holy Cow Moments. The first Holy Cow moment is without a doubt LeBron's iconic block on Andre Iguodala in Game 7 of the NBA Finals. LeBron finally completed the promise. He broke the curse. He broke the 52-year curse in Cleveland and brought the city a championship that they've wanted for so long. Mama, there goes that man. In the second Holy Cow moment from Tuesday's match against the U.S., Leo Messi's 55th goal with Argentina. Wow, what a goal on Brad Guzan. It was unstoppable. It was a phenomenal shot. It was just beautiful to watch. Well, that's all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's episode. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. That way you can watch this show every single Wednesday or every other Wednesday. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram, and like us on Facebook, and add us on Snapchat, because we have a Snapchat. If you want exclusive content from live events such as the NBA draft, basketball camps, add us on Snapchat. Again, thank you guys so much for the unconditional support. See you later.